Steve Jobs is often regarded as one of the greatest visionaries in the tech industry. His influence on Apple and the world of technology was immeasurable. But how did a man so crucial to Apple's success end up being pushed out of the company he helped build? In this video, we'll explore the rise and fall of Steve Jobs at Apple and why his absence may have left the company in a state of stagnation. In 1976, Steve Jobs, alongside Steve Wozniak and Ronald founded Apple with a simple goal to bring computers into the hands of everyday people. Jobs wasn't just a tech enthusiast, he was a visionary who believed that technology should be beautiful, simple, and accessible. With this vision, Apple went on to create the Apple I and Apple II, groundbreaking products that revolutionized the computer industry. But Steve Jobs wasn't content with just building computers. He was about creating an experience. In 1984, he introduced the Macintosh, a computer with a user-friendly graphical interface and mouse control. Although it struggled in the market initially, it planted the seeds for what personal computing could become. Steve Jobs was not just building products, he was building the future. However, Jobs' passion and vision came with challenges. His relentless drive for perfection and innovation sometimes clashed with Apple's then CEO, John Sculley, and the company's board. They wanted a safer, more financially driven approach, focusing on existing products like the Apple II, while Jobs pushed for innovation, even if it meant taking risks. This difference in priorities laid the groundwork for what would become a tragic turn for Jobs. Despite the revolutionary nature of the Macintosh, it didn't perform well in sales initially. Steve Jobs' vision for computing was way ahead of its time, and the market wasn't ready to embrace it at that time. The poor performance, coupled with internal power struggles, led Apple's board to take sides with Sculley. In 1985, Steve Jobs was painfully forced out of the company he had built right from the ground up. Imagine being forced out of your own creation because the people in power couldn't see the future you were trying to build. Jobs was forced to watch as Apple stumbled without his visionary guidance. After Jobs' departure, Apple entered a period of struggle. Without his innovative mindset, Apple's product lines became increasingly uninspired. The company started to release a range of uninventive products that added little to the tech landscape. The innovation that once defined Apple began to fade, and by the mid-1990s, the company was on the brink of collapse. Meanwhile, Jobs was busy elsewhere. He founded Next, a company that developed software and hardware that would later play a crucial role in shaping the future of computing. He also acquired Pixar, which went on to revolutionize the animation industry. Jobs wasn't just proving his worth, he was redefining industries outside of Apple. Apple couldn't escape the reality that it needed Steve Jobs. So in 1997, they decided to find a way of bringing Steve Jobs back. The company bought Next, bringing Jobs back to Apple. His return marked the beginning of a new era. With a clear vision and an uncompromising drive for excellence, Jobs overhauled Apple's product line and introduced the world to iconic products like the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. These were not just products, they were game changers that transformed industries. The iPhone alone revolutionized the way we communicate, work, and entertain ourselves.
And we are calling it iPhone.
Under Jobs' leadership, Apple didn't just make technology, it made technology that defined culture. But then, in 2011, tragedy struck. Steve Jobs succumbed to his long battle with illness, and the world lost a visionary. His passing marked the end of an era for Apple, as the company once again faced life without the guiding hand of its founder. Since Jobs' death, Apple has certainly continued to profit, but at what cost? The company appears to have run out of fresh ideas, relying heavily on the products and innovations Jobs left behind. Every new iPhone, iPad, or Mac feels like a slight iteration of what Jobs originally designed, not a bold leap into the future. Where are the groundbreaking products that challenge the status quo? Where's the innovation that Steve Jobs infused into every Apple product? Today's Apple seems to be stuck in a cycle of repackaging and reselling the same ideas, adding incremental updates rather than reimagining technology. Steve Jobs wasn't just a leader, he was the soul of Apple. His vision shaped the company into a powerhouse of innovation. Forcing him out in 1985 was not just a mistake, it was a betrayal of the very essence of what Apple stood for.